You know, there is no better way to see New Orleans than the streetcar. And join me now for another If You Know segment. The man, the myth, the legend. It's Morris Bart. Can you believe we're sitting on the streetcar line right now?
This is a real New Orleans thing. We're just sitting here waiting for the streetcar.
Yes, and I'm so curious. You know, you are a man of New Orleans, born and raised in New Orleans. Any memories of riding the streetcar?
So, you know what I remember when we were teenagers, my friends and I, there wasn't a whole lot we could do. And what we loved to do is, particularly on a Saturday, even a Sunday, we just hop on the streetcar and take a long ride from uptown around Audubon Park all the way down to Canal Street, loop around, come all the way back again. It was a great way to just spend the day, just looking out the window of the streetcar.
And it's so amazing because so many people have stories about riding the streetcar, and now the streetcar is celebrating over 100 years in operation. Maybe they don't know the story, but now they're getting ready to hear it. Take a look.
My name is Lona Edwards-Hankins, and I'm the CEO of the New Orleans Regional Transit Authority. The streetcars were originally mule-drawn, and it was to move people in ways rather than a horse-drawn buggy may have moved two people. Well, these streetcars was like the introduction of mass transit, and they can move 10 to 15 people with a horse-drawn mule. Eventually, the railroad companies across the country started booming, and in cities, you had multiple rail cars or railroad companies operating. And the oldest continuing one is the Carrollton line, and that started in 1835. The Greens are the first, they're called the Pearly Thomas car, and they're 101 years old this fall, the Pearly Thomas was an engineer out of North Carolina, and he originally did streetcars, and we bought our first shipment of probably 23 cars, and we still have them operating today. There's an urban myth that they were painted green during World War II because it was leftover paint from the military. So this is the driver's seat, and we have driver's seats on both sides because when the vehicle gets to the end of the line, he just needs to walk to the other side. This is the on-off button. This is almost like a steering wheel. The green streetcars only operate on the St. Charles line. The modern cars that started, as we started to build other lines, because remember, during the 60s, they shut down a lot of streetcar lines when the automotive industry started taking off. And so there were streetcars that operated on multiple lines throughout the city. One famously was on Canal Street. It shut down, it became a bus line, and so in the late 80s, New Orleans wanted to reinvigorate its streetcar lines. The interior of the streetcar, because the streetcars go both ways, the seats will traverse one way or the other, right? So that you don't get motion sickness. So whoever designed that was a genius to think about that. The wood that we use to maintain the streetcar is a Brazilian cherry. They started introducing the red streetcars, I recall like 1988, 1990s, shortly after the World's Fair. Canal Street came in 2000s, and then the Rampart Street car line came in 2013, 2014. In 2020, painted several of the old reds that aren't air conditioned. We painted them green. They now operate on our St. Charles line. You can follow them on the app. The app will have an ADA symbol, but to know that it is an ADA car, there's the handicap or the wheelchair symbol that is on our green streetcars. So what we have here is the catenary pole, and as I was mentioning earlier, you can drive from either side, and the catenary pole, it connects to the wire, right, that provides the electricity that then runs the streetcar. So he can move, it's adjustable, and it can be moved on either side. There's a high voltage catenary system that our streetcars operate on. The people that take the streetcar is New Orleans, right? It is school children who ride the streetcar, and by the way, our operators do such great care with our young people who ride the streetcar. It is the elderly, it is tourists, it is students, it is workers that ride the streetcar. Everybody rides the streetcar. I believe our streetcars are synonymous with New Orleans. I think our streetcars will always exist in New Orleans. The question, as I mentioned earlier about the modernization, is what does it look like? Who gets to operate? Who gets to ride it? And can we create a New Orleans while honoring our past that welcomes our future?